bet you any money that Charles is this nigga's father, bro.
Fine. Sacrifice? Don't you talk to me about sacrifice, Charles. I had to send my son back to the island, knowing full well that...
That's my son too, Eloise.
Just cut his dick off. That's what I would have done. Shit, if I was Norman...
Tu sei una carteggiani?
Se volete ricerà così.
Io pensavo che mio figlio se ne fotteva. Federico prima. Tu sei più buono col gioco mio.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to some more Mad Men. We are here today to jump in and analyze. Last episode, I believe I talked a lot about what's going on, and it's interesting. It's interesting for me when I watch the show because there's a lot of social commentary to be made, but there's also a lot of lessons to be learned, right? To not repeat those mistakes that we see these characters make. Just learning from their life, you know, versus how we live today, man. It's a treat, you know what I'm saying, to learn in this way. And hopefully you guys are taking something from this series as well, not just getting upset because I said stuff. Anyways, let's jump into the reaction. If you guys want to see more episodes of Mad Men, you want to watch ahead, there's 7 seasons of this show, and we're going to be doing all 7 seasons. Make sure you go check it out on Patreon, man. By the time you guys are seeing this on YouTube, we'll be way far ahead, maybe even into season 7. So make sure you go and check it out. Link is down in the description. Let's jump into the reaction, man, and I will see you guys right after for the review.
I appreciate that both of you are here.
What's the problem?
The children were at the water fountain during gym, and Sally hit the back of her head and her face went into the spigot. And then Becky went after her.
This girl, this Becky Pearson, Sally told me she's a bruiser.
She's heavy. The children poke pencils into her sides when she's sitting because they think she can't feel it. This bad behavior is new. I know that you're expecting a child, but she already has a little brother. I guess what I'm asking is, has anything changed at home recently?
My father passed away last week.
Yeah, she didn't take that very well.
For 2 weeks now.
This is what I was saying from last episode, is like, why isn't Betty more torn up about this? Like, it's so weird. It's so awkward how she's acting. It's like she never really cared about her dad. It's so odd. And I was talking about that in the last episode. I didn't know it was going to carry over. Like, it's so weird. Like, it's weird because somebody's showing empathy. Like, that's so weird. I don't know. Maybe there's a reason why she's acting like this.
About? Oh, that poor thing. Well, now I realize why she was asking all those questions about Medgraver's murder.
She was?
I'm sorry. No, I'm not as upset as I look. I can't help this.
I am mortified.
It's not a good time.
No, and it really should be, shouldn't it? Sally does need more attention. She's grieving. There is a very special pain to losing someone at that age. I don't know if you can understand that.
I can.
I really just want everything to be okay when the baby comes.
It's going to be a beautiful summer.
Now you're interested. There are some areas of growth. I mean, literally areas. Atlanta, Oakland. What does that mean?
Great jazz musicians.
Seriously, is it possible that these admirals are being bought by Negroes? Look at the cities. Is it possible that Negroes are outbuying other people 2 to 1?
You could jump to that conclusion, I suppose.
Admiral's happy. We're happy.
They're not happy. Uncle Herman? My goodness, is Aunt Alice all right?
I don't know how
Who is
UK
this?
law is.
It's Peter,
or
Donnie's
tax law.
boy. You called me?
It's Duck. Duck Phillips.
Oh, yeah, it is Duck.
Sorry for the cloak and dagger. I didn't want to set off any alarm bells. I don't know if
Where
you heard, but
have
I'm at
you
Gray
been?
now.
What's that like?
Oh,
People walking
you
around the
went to
halls all
another
the
company.
time, laughing their heads off?
Campbell, this is beyond no hard feelings. I won't waste your time. Haven't I always been on your side?
When?
I'll have my girl call your girl.
Hello.
Mr. Draper?
Yes?
This is Suzanne Farrell, Sally's teacher. I'm not interrupting.
Why the
dinner.
hell are you calling? Jesus Christ.
No.
Why are these niggas?
apologize
Why
for
y'all
anything
won't
this morning.
leave this man alone, man? Jesus. Yo. This man just be minding his own business and women just be calling him. And women just be all over him, dude. Like, yo. The other day, I was saying this. The other day I was talking to my girl, right? And I was like, yo, I know I'm not out and about, but there's something about women that when they know you're successful, it's like they can smell it. You know what I'm saying? Because as you guys can see, most of the time I'm not groomed and stuff like that. And it's not like my girl don't like to see me groomed or something like that. It's just that I don't go out a lot. You know what I'm saying? And when we do go out, it's not for long. I usually, if we're going on vacation or whatever the situation is, we'll go. And I'll groom up for that. But other than that, most of the time, I'm like this. Because I'm not a person who likes to go to the barber every week or every 2 weeks or whatever. I'm just not that type of person. Because I did that when I was younger and didn't make a fucking difference. So, it didn't make a difference. So I don't do that now. You know what I'm saying? She know I look good. But I'm saying, man, when I go out, it's like women can tell, yo, this nigga has done something. Like, what is it? What is it? What is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was asking her that seriously. Is like, what is it, man, about successful men where you guys can just smell it? What is it? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know, because even now, you will find that women will just want to talk to you. And before it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Is it about the fact that, you know what I'm saying, I'm a lot more stoic now than I was before. You know what I'm saying? What is it that attracts? All this man did was went to a meeting to talk about his... Now this teacher is calling his house, talking to him with alcohol in her hand. You know she's up to no good, bruh. You know she's up to no good. Jesus, man. Golly. Would y'all let this man be? It's like I'm rooting so much for Don and Betty to work out because they've been through a lot. Don has put Betty through a lot. Betty has put Don through a lot. So I want them to work for the sake of the kids. But when shit like this just keeps happening, it's just like, and Don can't keep it in his pants. He has zero self-control when it comes on to these women. He's probably going to end up sleeping with her too. Oh, God. Man.
Why?
What I mean is, my
Just
father
wanted
died
to
when
talk
I was
about
8.
this similarity that you have.
I might have overdone it. Relating to Sally in that way.
You just
If there's
come.
anything I can do.
Don?
Bats! Thanks for the call.
It's time to go.
Okay, we're going. Let me get my keys.
They're in your hand. Francine took the kids. Who was that?
No one.
And he
If
lies
you barge
about
an
it.
emergency, you'll have to...
Lifesavers.
Has your water broken?
My water never breaks. When will Dr. Aldrich be here?
I'm Dennis Hobart.
That's good to know.
I haven't seen anybody in an hour. What's going on?
Well, we've had a shift change.
My wife, Pamela Hobart.
She's fine. The baby's breech. We're calling in a specialist. Now, I apologize, but we need your permission.
Do whatever you have to do.
We'll update you religiously. I promise.
Theory of
It's not
some
how I
kind.
pictured it.
Or a
It was all the
policeman.
backslapping. You know, I brought this because I thought it'd be a party in here.
It's not, but I'll have one.
You done this before?
Twice. Yeah, I never thought to bring a bottle.
What are we supposed to do?
My daughter took forever. I remember being pretty worked up. And the nurse said, don't forget, your wife's in the boat. You're on the shore. They attack you?
I knew it was just a matter of time before you start with the questions. Bet you have a nightmare where you end up in Sing Sing, right? Everybody does. You're outnumbered, but you got the power. Kind of like being a king.
Except your subjects want to kill you.
Maybe. But they don't. No, they're not all bad. There's extremes. We got death row, and then we got the baseball team. In 29, they played the Yankees.
Everybody in stripes.
You're a
Funny.
I tell a lot of jokes at work. You hear some doozies. Just yesterday, I was in A block, and I thought every single one of these animals, their mother had them, and they were a baby. Every one of them would blame their mom and dad.
It's a bullshit excuse.
That's true, Don.
Where is Dr. Aldrich? He's in the city. He went to Mama Leone's for his anniversary. Isn't that sweet?
Is he drinking?
Dr. Mendelowitz, the obstetrician, is on duty and will fill in.
I don't want him. I don't know him.
He's our top man.
I want Dr. Aldrich.
You're at 5 centimeters. That's halfway from here to the Hebrides and other mountain ranges.
Yeah, look at some people and you're just like, man, you just seems like you were meant to be on TV.
If something happens to her, I just don't know what I'd do. And then there'd be that baby. How could I love that baby?
Our worst fears lie in anticipation.
Amen, brother.
Are you so sure about that?
Where's Don?
He's in the waiting room.
Oh, she can't hear you.
Hell, I can't.
What
Where
is
is
going on with her?
Where's Don?
He's in the waiting room.
Bullshit. Have you been with him?
7 centimeters. He's starting transition.
Someone call him. I don't want to be here.
Mr. Hobart, congratulations, you have a little baby boy. Not right now. She lost a lot of blood and had a transfusion.
What? Oh, please, I have to see her.
Please, she's in recovery, resting.
I'm sure yours is gonna be good, too. You know what? I know it.
Thanks, Dennis.
You're an honest guy. Believe me, I'm an expert. I don't know who's up there. So I'm saying this to you. I'm gonna be better.
Don needs to be a better man. Bum ass out here sleeping around. Still sleeping around.
She's beautiful.
It's a boy.
Oh, you look terrible. Gene.
What'd you say?
His name is Eugene.
You know what it's like in that office. No one ever buys me lunch. I like the turtleneck.
Really? Look, I woke up one day and had a realization. You two have a secret relationship.
What? That's ridiculous.
You can be modest if you want to, but that kind of focused ambition is rare in advertising.
Thank you.
Be sitting on velvet pillows showered with riches, awards.
We're not going anywhere. Well, she can.
Do we have to go together?
Sterling Cooper is never going to reward that.
Well, thank you. Anything else?
Don't be a baby. You should be taking meetings like this twice a week.
Maybe I should leave, too.
Why would you do that? You're so talented. You should strike while the iron's hot. You're a freewheeling career gal with great ideas. Am I wrong?
I don't know.
This is your time, Peggy.
Oh, this man just be doing all kind of backhanded stuff. He's sad guy, man.
Let me ask you something, Hollis. What type of TV do you have?
An RCA?
Really? Color? Why did you get it? A lot of Negroes prefer Admiral. I've done research.
I have an RCA.
So, do your friends buy Admirals?
I'm sorry, sir. I can't really say.
This is important, and I'd really like to have an honest conversation with you.
I don't want to get into trouble.
It's just us. It's just Hollis and...
Mr. Campbell.
Do you think I'm a bigot?
I don't even watch the damn thing.
Really? Why not?
Why should I? We've got bigger problems to worry about than TV, okay?
The idea is that everyone's going to have a house, a car, a television, American dream.
Everyone in that time, I think this was before the
It's my job.
The Civil Rights
Every
Act.
job has its ups and downs.
Don trying to be a better man. Better man.
I smelled something. I thought it was gonna be a girl.
Well, I thought you were going to be a boy. Everything's going to be fine.
That's what Miss Farrell said.
Well, then I guess it must be true.
Now, Admiral television sales are flat.
We know that.
But as we studied your indices, we realized that they're not flat everywhere. In fact, among Negroes, sales are actually growing. These are your numbers, but I think we've discovered an interesting strategy. This is ebony. Daily newspapers that go just to this market for pennies on the dollar.
And?
Shift a portion of the media budget from lower indexing white areas to this market where it can do more good.
They already like it. We can make them buy more by increasing the exposure.
A Negro ad and a white ad. So, Campbell, you're making twice the ads for us now.
No. Do them together. Integrated.
Who's to say that Negroes aren't buying Admiral televisions because they think white people want them?
Never really thought of it that way. That's true. That is actually true. I mean, I can't even lie. You can't even argue that that's not true, because a lot of the shit that these black people in America be doing, they're doing it because the white people do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest about it. A lot of stuff that they do. I'm not saying everything, because black people do have their own culture. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of things that you see them emulate. It comes from, you know, I'm not saying they're jealous or anything like that, but they do it because the white people doing it. But they can deny that all they want.
You're going to be fine, Peggy.
I look at you and I think, I want what he has.
Really?
You have everything. And so much of it.
What do you want me to say?
I don't think I could have been any clearer.
You see what's been going on here the last 6 months?
Is she gonna leave? Good luck.
What if this is my time?
You know what the problem with this is that people has been vouching for Peggy like crazy. Don is the reason why Peggy's in the position where she is right now, because he's always pulled for her, and you know what I'm saying. And now he's saying wait for the first time, and she's probably gonna end up leaving. Well, some people are like that.
Did you tell Don about Duck?
It's none of your business.
Sure. They hear you're shopping around, they'll want you more. But me? I'm sharing my job with Kenny. I'm already redundant. Your decisions affect me.
If it isn't Martin Luther King, I should drop kick you off the roof.
Admiral Television has no interest in becoming a colored television company. This is a sensitive issue. Businesses hate that.
Let me put it in account terms. Are you aware of the number of hand jobs I'm gonna have to give?
Am I being taken off the account?
I'm gonna have to pretend I had you killed.
Sales are flat. I had to do something.
I don't know if anyone's ever told you that half the time this business comes down to I don't like that guy.
It does seem as though there's money to be made in the Negro market. Obviously, not with Admiral. But I don't think it would be wrong of us to pursue it in some way.
We'll look into it. You can go.
Are you aware of the amount of hand jobs I would have to do?
We're here.
She's here. Mommy, Mommy.
Welcome, welcome. Wait till you see your fridge. If there's a power outage, you can feed the entire street for a month.
You're making a mistake not forcing Carla to stay.
She's been away from her family, and I can manage.
Hey, it's the part about having kids, man. Good times. You better get up. That's what parents are. And another great episode, man. Another good episode. Just a day in the lives of these people, man. And it's getting really, really cool to see the progression of these characters, to see how they live, how they perform, you know, just how they go day to day. So what I'm going to concentrate on, yes, Betty had her baby. Don seems like he's going to turn a new leaf, try to be a better man based on what he experienced. Then for some reason, Dennis was trying to act like he doesn't know him. I don't know what that was about. When he walked past him, I don't know if something happened there. Did he? Yeah, I'm saying hopefully nothing happened to the baby, because he was pushing his wife in the wheelchair there. But the situation that's going on between Peggy and Pete and Duck, I want to talk about that most of all here in the review, because you can see when people want to be loyal versus, and I think that's what the contrast in this episode between these two characters was, that Peggy, who has not been with the company for very long, and she's raised to such a high, she's a copywriter, right? And she hasn't been in that position for very long. Donna's always been pulling for Peggy, and now she coming in because of she being poached by Duck. She goes to approach Don to ask for a raise, and Don is saying not right now, because right now we're counting pennies. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's been going on? That precedence was set earlier in the episode when Don came into the meeting, and this dude is talking about expense accounts and, you know what I'm saying, paper and pencil and all of these other different things. So he's saying that right now, not a good time to ask for a raise, because all that money is, you know, they're trying to cut expenses, not gain more expenses. But of course, Pete addressed his, you know, he wasn't even really entertaining the idea of leaving. You know, he's just trying to make do with what he has, because he wants to grow with Sterling Cooper, not leave and go somewhere else. But I don't know if he's gonna be any different now that he got that scolding. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he's gonna change his mind. I don't know if he's gonna change his mind and entertain the idea of leaving. So I don't think he will, but there's a good chance that he might, because of what happened here, because he was actually trying to make them better, go after a different market. At least one guy in the room was kind of agreeing with him, and I understand where he's coming from, as in he's trying to figure out, you know, if business is tapered off. But, you know, as Sterling said, is that essentially what happens, right, is that the business are afraid of touching certain things. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal, you know, oh, the fact that they're going to be advertising mostly to Negroes and stuff like that. They don't want to deal with it because of all, I mean, I can imagine that there's huge racial tension around this time in those days as well, because essentially in the 60s, right? So this was kind of insane, the way to look at it, and for them to go do that. But they also made a good point as well during that pitch, is that how do you know that the black people are not buying it because the white people buy it? You know what I'm saying? Or as they see that that's what the white people buy. You know what I mean? Like, that could be an angle as well. Never really thought about it that way. But there's a lot of things, as I said, that black people do that. They do buy things based on, you know, who's using it, right? And there are things as well to create balance here that white people do because black people do it, right? Whether it's, you know, buying stuff or just, you know what I'm saying, they're just thinking that the black culture is cool. That's fine. There's a lot of things that goes, you know what I'm saying. We borrow from different cultures so much. So it's not so far-fetched to actually think that, especially back in those days. There's a lot of things that people do just because other cultures doing it and they admire that culture. A lot of things. So it's not so far-fetched at all. So I don't know if Peggy's gonna end up leaving. I don't think she will, though. I really don't think she will, but I think she's definitely gonna entertain the idea, and maybe she believes because Duck is not gonna approach her again to go to Gray, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, man, great episode. Betty has had her baby. The situation with Sally's school teacher and Sally, like, you know what I mean, that school teacher calling your house, you know what I'm saying, her blouse is a little unbuttoned, she's on the phone, got alcohol in her hand, like, she's drooling all over Don, and I feel like Don is going to take advantage of that. At some point he's going to take advantage of it. I can't trust him. That man is always ready to go. His draws is always his ankle. Say, like, you can't trust him around nobody, because he's like, the first time we saw the teacher was at some outing. I remember she was directing something where you know, Betty's dad was there as well. So this is gonna get really interesting, man. Hopefully continue to watch this and seeing more of these people's daily lives and see how they handle things. Peter's drowning because it's like, we got all these situations, and a lot of times when people are at that plateau where it's like, okay, sales are not exactly booming, but they're also not, you know what I'm saying, we still making profit at a steady rate. And that's really what was happening. It was just like, the company that was selling, the television company, right, their sales were at a point where they're making profit, but it's at a very steady rate, right? So there's no fluctuations. They just know that the profit is coming in, but it was at a steady rate. So say, for instance, they were making like 10% profit. That was very steady, right? And the situation was that Pete saw an opportunity. It's like, let's find out, see if we can push further into a market that, you know, can sell more towards this market, right? I'm also glad about the situation with the guy that's in the elevator, the black guy, that was like, yo, maybe we just have more important things to think about than a television. You know what I'm saying? Because at the time, I think this was before the Civil Rights Act. I'm pretty sure it was. The setting, I think this was before, because I think it was like, I don't remember, I think it was 1968, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 1968, the Civil Rights Act. I believe so. I don't think I'm wrong. I believe it was 1968, but I could be wrong. Said, hey Google, what was the year of the Civil Rights Act?
The date of first publication of the
64.
Civil Rights Act of 1964 was July 2nd, 1964.
All right, so I was wrong. 64. So I was wrong. I'm not American. Okay, not American. That's my excuse. I'm not American. I was actually thinking 1964, but then I was like, was it 68? I'm thinking. I think what happened there was no, but that was, I couldn't have been thinking about it. This is 62. I was thinking about something else probably. That was done in 1968. I think 68 is the year Martin Luther King got shot. I think that was. Was it? I forgot already. I don't know that history very well. It's not my history. Because people will say, "Oh, it's your history. You should know it." No, it's not my history. History is history. It doesn't belong to anybody. Okay. Either way, unless it's personal, that is. Yes, unless it's personal. But either way, man, great episode nonetheless. They really did have, I think this was like early 1960s, I want to say, that they're in right now. So either way, man, great stuff. This episode was great. Leave a like, leave a comment. I'll catch you guys for the next one, man. Peace.